asked me to preach, you know, a short sermon today. It's going to be like 2 minutes shorter, so you're lucky. But I do want to talk about Christmas a little bit in the most weird way because, well, you know, all of you grew up, mainly most of you grew up in churches, and you know what happens every Christmas, right? Well, every Christmas you hear a Christmas story. You go to church in the morning and in the evening, and it's all about Jesus' birth, how he was born, the animals, the shepherds, the angels, and all that stuff. And we're used to hearing that, so I'm not going to talk about it today. And I'm going to say a totally different story today, and you'll be wondering why, what does that have to do with Christmas or with the birth of Jesus. Well, I don't know, I'm just kidding. I'll tell you what it means. See, the fact is, I'll ask you a question. Christmas, the birth of Jesus Christ, we're all celebrating it, right? We're all happy to have Christmas. We're all waiting for Christmas because, well, our families are getting together, our friends are getting together. Christmas, everybody's so beautiful, you know. Everybody's wearing green and red, and you go to the store, and it's like, what do they sing over there? Jingle bells, you know, like, and you're like, oh, I shut this music up already. You know? It's annoying. But it seems to put on a good mood for people. You go to the store, everybody's smiling, not the workers. They're angry. And especially if you work at the J. Spain or something, you know. But anyways, good mood. In fact, today I heard this little story that there was a lady. There's actually about 100 of them, but it was about one lady. Her name is Mary, and she married a guy, and his last name is Christmas. So Merry Christmas, 365 a year, 365 days a year. And her husband says, you know, well, it makes me happy. I have Christmas 365 days a year, yay. You know, Christmas. But the question is, what do we think about Christmas? What does it mean? I mean, I'll stop saying the word Christmas. I'll just start saying the phrase, the birth of Christ. What does it mean to us? I mean, we're so eager we're waiting eagerly for December 25th, where we celebrate the birth of Christ. Well, what does it mean to us? Why are we so eagerly waiting for that day? Why are we so eagerly waiting for the birth of Christ, you know, the celebration? What did it ever do to us? I mean, what does it do to me, you know, when I'm celebrating, when I'm, you know, singing the Christmas songs and, you know, all these holiday songs or whatever, you know, what does it do to me? Why am I doing this? Is it because, well, is it because it's a tradition? Because I'm used to it? Because I'm 25 years old, and for 25 years my parents have been taking me to church, and for 25 years I've heard every single Christmas song there is, Christmas song, right? So there isn't, if you take away Christmas from me, or that day, I think my life will never be the same. Huh? I mean, is that why? Is that why we're doing this? Is this why we're going to continue doing to celebrate that holiday? You see, I was thinking about the birth of Christ, and as a Christian, you must wonder why. What's so important about that birth? You know, there was many teachers, many great guys, people, leaders that had their birth, and who cares? No one knows their birth. You know, George Washington, when was he born? He's like a great hero of the United States. When was he born? I don't think so. I don't know. You don't know. We wouldn't know. Martin Luther King, I mean, come on, he freed all, not free, but, you know, he made peace between people. So, when was his birth? February what?
February 21.
Is it?
Black History Month.
So, we don't really know. And I'm not asking for the date because, you know, this person was born in the United States and he did something great in the United States. And, you know, who knows about it? Well, people in the United States. What's so special about the birth of Jesus Christ that the whole human race is crazy about it? It changed the course of the history of mankind. What was so great about it? What was so great about that little baby that was born in the manger? Helpless, poor. What was so good about him? What was so great about that birth? You know, I was thinking about it, and today I actually got to my conclusion that the birth of Christ means something to me. You see, the birth of Christ meant something to people back then because of the things He would do for them. They would say the Messiah is born. The Savior is born. Our great leader is born. They were hoping and dreaming of the things that would come. Of the salvation or liberation that would come. But the way I think about it now, Jesus was born and it means something to me. Why? Because of the things that He did later on. You see, the Savior was born to this earth to become like me. I was always wondering, you know, because my house is, it's winter time, it's cold, it's raining, and you know, ants, they always creep into my house, always. I think whoever owns a house, or you know, an apartment, or if you live in a house, you notice that there are ants in the kitchen, or in your bathroom for some reason. I don't know what to do there, but sometimes in your roof, but you know, you're like, oh, come on, you know, get out, you know, just find your own hole, you know, find your own hole. And we spray them, and we wash the floors, and we sweep all the food out on the floor or whatever to make sure that there's no ants. But for some reason, they just keep coming back. And no matter how you torture that poor guy, you know, they're still going to come back. And one guy says, well, the only way to tell an ant, you know, that stop coming to my house, you know, I'm just going to put some cookies on a portion, you know, a bunch of cookies, enough for your clan, you know, for 10 years, you know, and just eat over there, don't come into my house. In order for you to do that, you have to become an ant. You have to become just like them. You have to speak like them. You have to look like them. You have to feel like them. You have to live like them, right? You have to be an ant. God, you know, He looks at this earth. It's not like we're crawling into His kingdom, trust me, we're not. But we're perishing. People, humankind, perishing. And we're blindly going towards destruction. And no one could tell us how to get out of that situation. We're blindly heading towards hell. People are blindly heading towards the lake of fire, towards the wrath of God, blindly. Who will tell them? If God would have appeared to human race, you're like, hey guys, there's hell on the other end. You know, once you die, that's where you go, sir. You know, like, you gotta turn